Hi everyone, in this section what we're going to be doing is mobility and loosening of the elbow joint. So the movements at the elbow joint, okay, the mobility at the elbow joint is flexion, which is just bringing your wrist up to your shoulder. Okay, that's flexion of the elbow. And now extension of the elbow is just extending it back so you have a nice straight arm. Okay, so they're the two mobilities for the elbow, flexion and extension. Now, what you'll need for the loosening, okay, or the release of the muscles surrounding the elbow is your floss. Okay, if you can't find floss, which is just elastic band, you can just use an elastic bandage. Okay, it'll have the same effect. So pretty much what you want to do is, this doesn't have to be perfect, okay, especially if you're by yourself doing it, is just wrapping around your forearm. Okay, so what we're doing is we're mainly working on your biceps, which are these muscles here, and your triceps. Okay, but we need to anchor off the floss first. So you want it firm. You don't want to cut off circulation, but you do want it quite firm. Wrapping it around. Okay. Now you do want to try and get, it's like wrapping up someone that's been injured. You do want half of the band placed where the other half that is already on your skin. Okay, make sure there's no bubbles, no skin bubbles anywhere. Okay, pull it nice and tight. And you do want to just tuck it in wherever you are. Okay, just like that. Now you can work, if you've got a long enough bandage or band, you can work all the way up to just the underneath here of your deltoid muscle, which you'll be able to see the crease there. Okay, so once this has been done, make sure it's nice and tight. Now what you want to do is, because this is myofascial release, the fascia around the muscle needs to contract and relax, okay, with the muscle. So with using floss or the elastic bandage, you need to actually create a movement. So you can flex your elbow, so you can show your biceps, okay, or straighten out your elbow for your triceps, or you can do the mobility movements, which is flexion of the elbow, which will do your biceps, and extension of the elbow, which will work your triceps. So you do want to do this for at least 20 seconds, okay, just like that, okay, and make sure you're going to the full extent that you can, okay, so the full movement, really squeeze at the end, okay, do that for 20 to 30 seconds, have a rest, do that two to three times, and then when that's all done, you may have some marks on you from the tightening of the arm, there, and you should be feeling a lot looser, okay, in the bicep and tricep region. Now, what also runs through the forearm, through the elbow is the forearm muscles. So again, grab your floss and start off at your wrist, and you're going to be, again, try and get half and half, nice and firm. Okay, now with this last bit here, you do want to cross over the joint. Okay, don't go right in the joint here and crease, but cross over the joint. Okay, so you can still see that gap. Okay, nice and tight there. And the reason we do that is that your brachioradialis, which is one of your bicep muscles, runs from here. So one of your bicep muscles runs through and is actually this muscle here that sticks out when we squeeze our biceps. Okay, so you do want to contract that as well. So from here, all we're doing is we're going to be flexing our wrist, okay, forward and back, flexing and extending our wrist to get these muscles going and warmed up, okay, but you also want to do that bicep curl action again. So flexion of the elbow, flexion of the wrist, extension of the elbow, extension of the wrist, okay, so this action here, just to get all that fascia nice and loosened. Okay, again, 20 to 30 seconds, 2 to 3 times. Okay. And that's it. So that's mobility and loosening of the elbow joint.